Hey guys, how we doing? Coming out to the garage, go turn some heat on. Temporary heat, cheaper heat. I got one of these sun lamp things that you're supposed to put on your deck and keep you warm without cheating. There we go. Hold it in for a second. And it's pretty good for keeping the garage warm. If it's like 30 degrees, 30 to 50, it works. But anything more than that, I gotta go for the big furnace. This is just cheaper to run. And I opened the door enough where it's not an issue. Yeah, now I can let go. I heard the click. Yeah, 15 bucks at a yard sale. Paid 10. I brought that knockoff Schwinn muscle bike in and started mocking up the motor for it. And as you can see, it's already in place. It needed some customization to get it in there because this is meant for like a beach cruiser bike or a mountain bike is generally what they put them on. And the frame area is a lot bigger. This one, as you can see, is not much room. So I started out with cutting out these, what do you call them, these dropouts that go down and have that look to the old Schwinn bikes. All the Schwinn bikes had these. But I had to get them out of the way and cleaned up the frame. And got the motor so that it would fit in the original opening without stretching the frame. I was able to use the factory mount that it came with in the back. It's got a little bit of rubber tabs to it. But in the front, I had to, it looks like it was set up for like a much larger tube. This is like a 1-inch tube, where this is like a 1.5-inch opening. Anyway, I ended up not using any of that anyway because it's too far away from the frame. I took the bracket that would have come around the back and clamped onto it, sliced it, and just welded it to where it is, and used some standoffs to make it stiff and straight. This plate's coming out. It came with a kit, but I'm probably just going to make a shim that's that distance, so I can bolt it nice and solid. Just enough clearance to get it in there. As you can see, I'm just clearing that sprocket. And you know, you can get the chain off with it, with the motor on. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, who cares? Anyway, the pedal's clear by about quarter inch, something like that. You got just enough room to get the pedals by. And again, just the clearance of the chain is probably just enough. Get it in there. The cylinder head was faced the other direction, and the spark plug sat straight up here, which would not have worked. I took the head off. The head looked symmetrical on the inside. It's not like it's, you know, shaped for some kind of flow. It's just it was a round circle with a plug in it. So I took the head and just spun it around and bolted it back on. That sets the plug out that way. I don't think it's going to cause me an issue. If it does, we'll work around that. I'll cut a section of the frame out and I'll put a piece of pipe in it with access to the plug, but I think that'll work for me. Put the exhaust on. The exhaust, when you put it on, ends up facing down here somewhere and about 2 inches from the floor. So I heated this up slowly and kind of worked it and tucked it in nice and close to the frame to get it out of the way and clear the pedals. Should have enough room. You know there's going to be rubber boot burn marks on there from pedaling it. But it's all in there. And then the next thing was getting the carburetor to get tucked in there, because again, that would have been straight on the bike. But of course, you can see that that would not work out. And also the throttle cable is right here. So this was steel. It was just a straight pipe coming up and then an elbow going this way with like a 45 cut in it. I cut that and put the carburetor right where I wanted it, and one piece of metal touched on this. I MIG welded that, then took it all apart, and then I kept filling it all in. This was probably 3/8 of a gap, and then back down to nothing again. As you can see, I just filled that with weld, went over with a grinder and cleaned it up, and then on the inside I cleaned it up with a call them grinding stone of some sort. The one with the teeth on it. Oh well, take my word for it. Die grinder with a, there you go, die grinder with The word escapes me. But got that to fit in there, and just had to make sure we cleared the clutch cable and all the pieces. So I was able to get the whole package tucked away. It looks pretty good. I may try putting those bars back in, but I'll have to kick them out. Gas tank should sit somewhere around there. If I end up using that gas tank, I'll probably put it on just at least just for now, just to run it. And after that, I was setting up the rear sprocket and the rear drive. The idea is you have a sprocket, you bolt through it, you have these, it's actually tire rubber. If you look at them close, they're punched out of tires, spacers, and they have some flex to them. They grab the spokes, and then you're supposed to be able to bolt through them. The problem that I had was these right here, these metal plates, do not match the bolt pattern on the sprocket. Nice setup, huh? They are about 10% too large, so I don't know if they had just like different kits that they mixed up or different sprockets that they mixed up, but that is not a match set. So I have to take them off, probably cut. You see how they're overlapping, there? That's how much they got to get knocked off. So each one's got to lose about, I don't know, knock off about 1/4 inch off each one, and then elongate the outer holes to get it to match the sprocket, to get it to bolt together. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass, but we got it. Our alignment's pretty good, and we seem to clear everything. Shouldn't have any issues as far as any kind of rubbing goes. Someone was asking me where I got the kit, the information. I don't have any information on it. I just ordered it from eBay. I just did a search on eBay for, I think it was bike engine kits is what I used, and then I did it so cheapest first, and then once the engine started popping up, which is in the low 100 range, I think it was like 129, 139 is what the kit was. So I bought the cheapest one, and you probably get what you pay for, because the one I got from VW Darren, if you look at it, it's just built much better. If you look at this motor, even the stuff like the casting, everything is just nice and smooth, and no poor casting marks. But if you look at this one, it's just kind of ratty. You could see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. You can just kind of see, like in the casting, see all the sand marks. Not sure if that's coming up. Oh, there it is right there. And you'd like the cylinder heads that way. Everything's just kind of like rough, where this one's a little finer detail. You see where that front mount is? That's the 1-inch mount, same as it would have had on the back. And that would fit the smaller bikes probably a little bit better. So this motor may end up going on that bike anyway, just because of the quality of it, but I'm going to set it up with this one and run it. This one burns up. We got this one to fall back on, which actually kind of looks a little bit better on the bike, kind of matches the bike better. So my recommendation is don't buy the cheapest one. I don't know if they're all the same or not. Just take a look at the pictures real close if you can, and see if you can kind of see, I know it's hard to do, but so see how this makes out. Someone did mail me a video of another bike that was like this, that they were able to fit it on there, but they didn't have to do any of the cutting that I did. It was actually able to fit inside the package. I have a feeling this frame's a little tighter. I think this area right here is on a regular bike comes out further and up, so it gives you that much more room to have the motor come forward and down. But if it was easy, anybody would do it, right? I got the rings. Did I talk about this yet? I got the rings for the board track racer. Of course my phone's ringing. Hold on 1 second. Ignore them. The rings were 39 bucks, but 18 bucks shipping. I know, for 1 ounce. A rip off. But they should be here by the end of the week, and I can tear that apart and get that bike kind of finished up. So that's what we got going. I got some work to do, and maybe I get back on this a little bit later on. Right now I got the garage getting warmed up. I'm gonna go do breakfast, and I will come back and have at her on a couple of things. All right, everybody, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Take care.